Greetings guys and students, welcome to this video tutorial. So I know I haven't been making many videos lately, but I was actually going through some tutorials on Android development and I was comparing the best two languages for it, Kotlin and Java. And now the result is Kotlin because that's the preferred language from Google. So today we're going to be creating a calculator to introduce you to Kotlin, and we're going to be creating more projects, a little like 3 or 4 more projects like we did in Python, and then we're going to be actually going inside development, Android development with Android Studio in Kotlin. So let's just get the preview of what we're going to be creating today. So let's just run this code, Control Shift R, yes. Enter first integer. So I'll enter my first integer as 100, and then the second one is going to be 120. Now if I multiply them by pressing 3, then I'm getting the correct product. You all know that multiplication. Now if I say 1012 and I'll add them, so the answer is 1012. We can subtract, like over here we'll say 1012, and I can subtract them and they're subtracted. Okay, now when I rerun this thing, I can say 1000 and I can say 12. Okay, I think the answer would be 83. Okay, the quotient was 83. I was close. Okay, pretty amazing. So this is what we're going to be creating, guys. Let's get right into it. So let's open our web browser. Okay, first things first, you have to install Java JDK, Java Development Kit. So search for JDK Oracle and the first link over here. Okay, Java SE 15. Right now at the time of making this video it was 15. Let's click on JDK download, and now you will have this big table for Linux ARM and Linux ARM 64 compressed archive and package, and x64 Debian package and x64 RPM package. Now you have x64 compressed archive too. So you have the Mac OS installer that I installed it using because I'm on a Mac, and you have a compressed archive. You have a x64 installer and a compressed archive x64 for Windows. When this is installed, you have to install INTELLIJ IDE, the intelligent IDE for Kotlin and Java. So you have to click on download. Okay, link is in the description. Okay, now if you're on a Windows, then select this. You can download a exe of the ultimate if you're trying to pay, if you want to pay. And for community, it's like community, it's free, and Mac community ultimate if you're paying, and you can download for Linux also. So click on download according to Apple Silicon, and according to that you can download. Okay, Apple Silicon I think is Mac M1 chip that is just recently installed. So when all of this would be installed, we're just gonna be customizing our IntelliJ. Right now this wouldn't be the screen, okay, it would be a little unmaterialized. So to actually add this material theme, you have to go to plugins, marketplace, and inside marketplace you want to type one thing. The one thing is material. With this material you can install the material theme UI and the atom material theme. When you would do this, guys, you can just enable them. When you'll install the material theme, then you have to restart the IDE. When this would be done, go to projects and create a new project. Inside the new project, click on Kotlin. Create a console application and name it Kotlin Calculator would be the name, and select IntelliJ and choose the Java JDK, that is the 15th version, 15.0.2, and you can choose the runtime. Okay, you don't have to actually take a look at that. Click on next, and template is console application. Okay, test framework you can say none, and the JVM version is 1.8. okay, don't fiddle with that unless and until you know what it is and you actually have to do some customizations. So click on configure Kotlin right over here, and boom. Now how to actually change the themes is very easy. Okay, go to INTELLIJ IDEA and select the preferences. Okay, you can press Control and comma or Command or comma according to that. Now you can actually sync it with OS. Like when it's dark, then you can choose a theme over here, and when it's light, you can choose a theme over here. Okay, and you can actually unselect this and then you can choose any theme. Okay, there are many themes, but I prefer GitHub and GitHub Dark according to my system. And you can actually use the Apple System UI font, or you can choose the Apple Braille. That is very amazing. I like it a lot. I always use Apple Braille, but I'm seeing over here that it's not available. Yep, it's available. I wasn't able to see it. And you can change the font size from over here like this, and you can click on OK, and it's done. Okay, click on OK and it's done. The font size is changed, but this is looking really uncomfortable, so I'll just go over here and I'll change it from 14 to 13, and now everything is normal. Click on src. Inside src you have the main folder. Inside the main folder you have the Kotlin folder, and inside that you have the main.kt file. So inside this main.kt file, what you want to write is very simple. We'll create a function. So to create a function, you have to write fun, and then I'll give the name main. There are going to be no parameters, and we're going to be writing a curly braces to start. Creating variables in Kotlin is very easy. Val cannot be changed after declaration. Var can be changed after declaration. So I can write var and I'll say num1 str. Now you'll say, why am I saying num1 str? I can actually directly take inputs. But guys, when we use inputs in Kotlin, you have to actually write a read line over here. And it is originally read as in string. So you have to actually, you can't actually write int right like that, like we used to do in Python. It would give us an error or whatever. And to actually map it again, or to change its data type, there are many data types. From string to make it integer, you have to create a variable. Okay, I'll say var, and then I'll say num1. Okay, and to actually specify the data types, you have to actually write a colon and then specify the data type. In this case, int. Sometimes you also do not do that because Kotlin sometimes also detects it automatically. But when you actually want to specify, then you do this. And right now we want to. Then we use the integer class. Then we say dot. And then we say parse. And we say int. Now we give the specific number. Or sorry, the string to parse. And right now we have said num1 string to parse into an integer. And it's done now. Now num1 is an integer. Amazing. Now let's take the second input. We'll say var and we'll say num2 str. Okay, num2 str is like a variable, num2 str, and then we say equals. Okay, and inside equal we'll write readline, simple, and then use this thing only to parse it into an integer. I'll say num2 instead of num1 because it's already declared, and then I'll say parse int num2 str, and now they are automatically parsed. So there are two types of printing. So what will I do is I'll take all of these, I'll say control and slash, and these all would be commented. Now over here what we'll write is we'll write print. Okay, print is like normal, like we used to do in Python. I say hello. Okay, in Python when we used to do hello world, so hello would be printed in one line and world would be printed in another. But in Kotlin it's not like that. So when I'll start the runtime, you'll be able to see. Wait a second. The first run would take some time, but after that it would be very, very quick. See, it's hello world together. So actually, to actually write new lines, you have to either use println, that actually you can say presses an enter after writing the text that we specified, or we can use the escape character that we used to do in Python, \n. And now when we'll run it, you'll be able to see with the backslash a new line has been printed. Okay, so let's start now. I'm going to be uncommenting them by pressing command and backslash again, and now they're uncommented. What will we do now is we'll take the user's input. Over here we have to actually do some more things. To do this, before reading the line, I'll print please enter the first number. Then I'll add a string because we're not writing println, so it would not create a new line. Amazing. Now I'll copy this and I'll paste it before reading the line as num to str, and I'll change this from second to first. Now let's run and see what's happening and if it's giving us any error or not. We'll enter our first number, we'll enter our second, and boom, there is no error. Amazing. Now what we'll write over here is very simple. The thing we're going to be writing is we're going to be writing print ln, because now we have to use multiple lines for the print, and now we'll say type 1 for addition. This would basically say type 1 for addition. It would print and then it would press enter, so that when we write println again, it would create a new line, and then again we'll write println, okay, and again we'll write println. So now what will I do is I'll say type 1 for addition, type 2 for subtraction, okay, then 3 for multiplication, and type 4 for division. Pretty amazingly done, guys. Now what we'll write over here is going to be very simple. We'll say if. We're using if statements now, okay. If, now to create ifs you have to write if and then give a bracket, and over there write the statement that has to be true while running the code inside our if. That is if, we did not take a read line only. Okay, let's take a read line. I'll say variable var app, okay, that's equal to read line. We don't have to actually convert it into an integer because while actually writing, instead of 1 I can change it to a string. Simple. Now I'll write if, I'll give a bracket, I'll say app equal 1, then we'll write a curly braces, okay. Inside the curly braces we'll write what we want to write. So over here, we did not write it. We wrote an integer instead of a string. So now it's saying, man, this is a string, you wrote integer. Then it would give us an error because that's not possible. We'll say print. Okay, now let's talk about string templates in Kotlin. So like in Python we had f strings, in Kotlin we have string templates. So to write variables, you write $, and then write the name of the variable. It would automatically detect that you want to actually write a variable over here, and it would actually write it. And when you want to actually write you want to do operations in between of strings, then you write the $, and then you give a curly braces, and over there you can do the operations. So that's what we're going to be doing. The sum, sorry about the capitalization, is, and then we'll give a $, and we'll say num1 plus num2 inside a curly braces. And this would basically give no error. If it's giving, then you have done something wrong. And now we're going to be pasting them. It's taking more lines than the preview because we're making it neat and clean. Previously it wasn't. So now let's say if it's equal to 2, then the difference, because now we're subtracting, so the answer is equal to the difference, and that's subtract. Now we'll write 3 over here, okay, 3, and we say the product because the answer to a multiplication is a product. Then we use the asterisk like we used to do in Python, and then we'll say 4, and now we'll say divide. Simple. Now this is it. Let's check our code right now if it's working or not. It's running. It's just building. Please enter first number 12, second 1 2 3, addition. I'm getting 135. That's, I think, correct. Okay, I'm gonna be using the calculator for proofs. if that's correct or not. It was 12 added 1, 2, 3. Let's say equal to 135. Everything is working just the way it should. So I think that we've created our first calculator in Kotlin and you've understood the fundamentals of Kotlin. And thank you for watching. Let's just test all the operators. If there is any error, 100, 100. I'll just subtract them, 2, and then the difference is 0. Simple. That's really easy. You all know that. Now 100, 100. When I'll multiply it, then the product is 10,000. That's also really simple. That's why I'm using 100, because their operations are very easy. So we can do it in our mind. The sum exactly. That's why. We have to write the quotient is 1. The quotient is whatever. Now when we'll run it and type 100, 100, 100, 100, and we'll type 4, and then the quotient is 1. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you learned something about Kotlin today, and I'll keep getting more Kotlin videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye until then, sayonara. Please like the video if you like this video. Bye.